Let's say you want to send a payment, a TT payment, by bank wire transfer to one of your suppliers. If, for example, you work with HSBC, you might find a list of forms on their website, and typically this one would be the right form for a TT payment. Or you can ask them for the form, or you can ask them for their business internet banking, to access to their business internet banking module. All right, so once you have the form, if you fill it out manually like this, it would look like this. So let's say it's Telegraphic Transfer because you want to send it overseas. This would be your account number with HSBC. Okay, and this is the account that will be debited in case you have different account numbers, maybe for a multi-currency account, maybe for other reasons. Currency / account type. So here you can select, for example, I want to take it from the Euro account, let's say, and I want to remit in US dollar, which is usually the most common. And you might say in the remittance currency in US dollar, I need to pay 25,000 US dollar, for example. Here you would write 25,000 US dollars sent in US dollar. Okay, perfect. Nothing to say. Account to be debited on. So you might say, oops. Okay, let's say 1st September. Now there's these two areas here about the beneficiary, that means the payee, the company that you are going to pay, or the individual. But again, if you are buying some products from an overseas supplier, it's usually better to request an invoice for payment to a company, not an individual. So let's say it's a company. Here is the information about their bank, so they will need to give you this information. And usually there's a Swift BIC code. So you put the code here, and then it will know pretty much all the other information. You might want to write a message. For example, if you pay a company, let's say in Hong Kong, it happens sometimes that the bank would change the money, change the currency to Hong Kong dollar. If you want to avoid that, you might want to write "do not convert." Okay, that's an example of an instruction to the beneficiary bank. This is also about the beneficiary, meaning the company you are paying, but it's about their own company's account number. Okay, so their account number in their company, the full name of their company, if it's a company you're paying, and then their other information. Message to beneficiary typically would be their invoice number, or maybe your purchase order number, something like this. Purpose of payment, you might simply write purchase of goods. Okay. Now, they might indicate to you that you need to also input a certain intermediary bank that might make the whole process easier and maybe also faster and cheaper. So put this information here. Same idea as above. Okay. The transfer itself is going to cost a little bit of money, typically 25 to 50 US dollar, depending on your arrangement with your bank. So you might say, I pay my local charges and the beneficiary will pay their own charges. This is the most common when you purchase products. If you purchase services, especially if the amount is not very high, you better indicate that you pay all the charges, otherwise the service provider might not be very happy. Okay, since this is going to cost you some money, you need to indicate what account number on your account to debit these fees from. So If this is the same as this one, then typically you don't need to write anything. Okay. Ordering party details, is this done on behalf of a third party? Typically there's no need to fill that out. If you already have a contract with your bank, you might have a favorable exchange rate. So you might want to mention the contract number, your signature here, and your name here. And obviously the signature here will need to be recognized by your bank as the official signature of a decision maker who is habilitated to make these kind of decisions. And after that, all of this is for the bank use, and that's it. So in this case, maybe print and validate and then send to them, or save and send to them by email if it's this kind of PDF form. And typically it comes with a list of terms and conditions that's between you and your bank. This will be different in different banks. All right, I hope that was clear, and I responded to most of your questions about the way to fill out a form for a TT payment. Thank you.